The Earth, the planets, the sun, the stars. Before all of that, there was nothing. And from that emptiness, something incredible began to take shape. A galaxy that would one day cradle our sun, our world, and every living thing we've ever known. But how did it all begin? What ancient forces forged the Milky Way from dust and darkness? This is the untold origin story of our galaxy, and it's more epic than you can possibly imagine. So strap in, because we're about to uncover the explosive, mysterious, and awe-inspiring origins of our galactic home. Shortly after the Big Bang, the universe was a vast, expanding ocean of hydrogen and helium gas, silent, dark, empty of stars. Tiny ripples in the early cosmos, density fluctuations caused by quantum effects, acted like seeds. Gravity began to pull the gas in those areas closer together. Denser regions grew denser still. Over time, gravity did its work. Gas clouds collapsed, temperatures rose, and the first stars were born. These weren't like the stars we know today. They were enormous, unstable, and short-lived. They lived fast, burned hot, and died in spectacular supernova explosions, scattering newly forged elements into space. These early stars grouped into small clumps of matter, proto-galaxies, the building blocks of future galaxies. Among those ancient proto-galaxies, one began to dominate. Through repeated mergers and gravitational collapses, it formed a dense spherical cluster of stars, the galactic bulge. This would become the heart of the Milky Way. Deep in the center, gravity compressed matter to unimaginable extremes, forming what is now Sagittarius A, the supermassive black hole at the galaxy's core. Even today, it holds millions of times the mass of our Sun. Around this growing core, new stars were being born, and the galaxy wasn't finished growing. Galaxies aren't peaceful neighbors. They collide. They consume. And the early Milky Way was no exception. Over the next few billion years, our galaxy collided with and absorbed dozens of smaller dwarf galaxies. Each merger brought in new stars, new gas, and most importantly, dark matter, the invisible glue holding the galaxy together. This chaotic, violent era shaped the Milky Way's mass, structure, and motion. Some of the oldest stars we see today likely came from those devoured galaxies. As the galaxy matured, its growing mass caused it to rotate. Stars, gas, and dust began to flatten into a rotating disk around the central bulge. This disk spun faster and faster, organizing itself into the iconic spiral arms we see today. Long, curved lanes of stars and star-forming clouds. These arms weren't solid structures. They were more like traffic jams, where gas slowed down and clumped, creating bursts of star formation. And in one of those spiral arms, about 4.6 billion years ago, something extraordinary happened. A cold, dense molecular cloud began to collapse under its own gravity. At its center, nuclear fusion ignited, giving birth to a new star, our Sun. Around the young Sun, leftover gas and dust clumped together into planets, moons, and asteroids. Among them was a small rocky world, sitting in just the right zone for water to remain liquid. Earth. Everything we know, every plant, animal, city, and civilization would one day emerge on this pale blue dot orbiting a star in an outer arm of the Milky Way. Today, the Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, stretching over 100,000 light-years across. It contains between 100 and 400 billion stars and countless planets. Its central bar of stars stretches through the core, anchoring the spiral arms. Surrounding the galaxy is a vast, invisible halo of dark matter and orbiting over 50 dwarf galaxies, some of which are in the process of being consumed, like the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy. It's a dynamic, evolving system, and it's still growing. But the Milky Way story isn't over. In about 4 billion years, we're on a direct collision course with our nearest large neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. This won't be an explosion, but a slow, graceful dance of gravity and motion. The galaxies will pass through each other, warp and twist, triggering new waves of star formation. After a few passes, they'll merge into a single massive elliptical galaxy, sometimes nicknamed Milktromeda. Earth will likely survive the collision. Our Sun will be near the end of its life. Humanity, or our descendants, if we survive that long, may witness the birth of a new galactic form. The Milky Way story is one of violence, beauty, time, and motion, and we are part of that story, a conscious species orbiting an ordinary star in one corner of a vast, ever-changing galaxy. The next time you look up at the stars, remember, you're not just looking at lights in the sky. You're looking at home. And that is the story of our Milky Way galaxy. If you enjoyed this journey through time and space, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more deep dives into lores, fascinating facts, and the hidden histories of everything and anything. Thanks for watching, and this is FS&FS signing off.